I think I realized why I don't like the Hoxpox X-Men and especially the Hellfire Gala. I just feel like even if I was a mutant on Krakoa, I just wouldn't have been invited to the gala. Hello gang and welcome to Displaying-Model-Behaviour with a bit of a new look behind me. It's still a work in progress, but we're slowly getting the studio all set up, but there's no time to do that because I got to tell you about some good news. First of all, Hasbro have just dropped a very random Marvel Legends Spider-Man, a Hellfire Gala Spider-Man. Honestly, this does nothing for me, but it does do some things for some people because I've had some folks saying, hey, I gotta get this. It looks bizarre, but I need it in my collection. Me personally, I think I realized why I don't like the Hoxpox X-Men and especially the Hellfire Gala. I just feel like even if I was a mutant on Krakoa, I just wouldn't have been invited to the gala. I would have been going out to the shops that evening, going to Tesco or whatever, get a little microwave meal, and I would have passed everyone, all suited and booted in their tuxedos and ball gowns and fetish gear, and I'd be like, hey, someone's going out for a fun night, where are you off to? And they'd be like, oh, did you not know? No, about what? The Hellfire Gala. The what now? Yeah, I guess you must have moved or changed your number. No. Oh, well, hey, well, have a good night anyway. I don't know, I just get that vibe from the Krakoa X-Men. They're not like the Claremont X-Men. They're not like the Jim Lee Good Brothers, you know? Always felt like the Hoxpox X-Men were a little bit too hoity-toity and highfalutin, and they wouldn't have had a place at the table for all model behavior. But that not being said, if you like the look of this one, you can go and get it from Walmart. Going to be a Walmart exclusive. Honestly, I think this is definitely... This is what people complain about with Marvel Legends when people are like, oh, all they do is just make different versions of the same character. And I'm like, well, you got me there. Yeah, that's literally all they've done. But hey, look, it ain't hurting nobody. It's a single release. You can buy it if you want. If you don't like it, don't pick it up. Vote with your wallet. That's what I'm going to do. But hey, he's out there if you want him. Folks, it's time to take a quick pause for the cause and tell you about this episode's sponsor. You know who it is, it's Legendsverse. No big surprises there. Why? Because I'm always wanting to have them on as a sponsor, because they're like the best sponsor I've had, because they do exactly what we need as action figure collectors. They give you a chance to catalog, choreograph, no, catalog, curate, and compile. That's not the one. There's 3 C's and I always forget them. But you know what they do. They let you keep track of all of your action figures that you own, and the ones you want to own, and the ones that you just want to go back into time and see what was out there that you could still buy. Because if it's Black Series, Legends, everything else, Select, McFarlane, Mezco, Mafex, SH Figure Arts, and all other ones in between, you can mark down what you've got. It'll tell you what your collection's worth, how much you've spent, which you might not want to know, but also what groups and teams you can build with the figures you have and the ones that you might be buying. And they are so up to date. Boom, as soon as something's out there, up for pre-order, bam! You're going to find it there. And if you don't, well, chances are Legendsverse are just about to add it, because they seem to work even more hours than I do. And that's a lot of hours. So if you haven't already, go check them out. You'll be glad you did. Keep displaying model behavior. Well, I told you we were going to get some more pictures with the McFarlane pre-orders, and lo and behold, here they are. The Azrael Nightquest Batman is my favorite, a little reworking of the previous ones that they've done when all Jonathan was there for a moment. I actually really like this design. It's just looks like a crazy sort of armor, kind of clunky, but clunky in a fun way. I thought it was great how at the end of Nightquest, Batman went super slick and stealth to combat Azrael's kind of, or no, it is Azrael, not Azazel. That's the red Nightcrawler guy. Yeah, Batman went stealthy to counter the big chunky armor of Azrael. That was a nice little counterpoint. Then, of course, we've got the Troika Batman, which was post-Nightquest, I do believe, when Batman comes back like fully good to go, back in the saddle. That's kind of a classic-looking Batman. I do kind of dig that. And then Batwing 2.0, which I'm not familiar with at all, but again, kind of a futuristic, ninja-y kind of costume. I don't have a write-up for any sort of information regarding him, at least story-wise, but hey, if you like him, you can pick him up pretty soon. McFarlane have also revealed Wave 5 of their digital figures. I guess because it's a figure with like an NFT-style digital picture, the Fidgetal. I don't understand these things. And I know one day loads of you guys are going to get rich off of NFTs, and I'm going to be coming around begging for change. And that's on me, but I refuse to learn about how that works. But you can get on board. So there's going to be No Man's Land Batman. So let me just double check these images. Yes, there we go. So that's No Man's Land Batman. Then also Nightwing from Teen Titans. They're putting out some funny like disco pictures of him. Then Monarch from DC Countdown. And then finally, we're also getting Batgirl, the Stephanie Brown version. Is that who I would consider? Oh, yeah. Sorry, when I think of Batgirl, it's always like that full face covering Batgirl. But the Stephanie Brown one actually looks pretty good. I like the purple in the costume. So yeah, more McFarlane goodness to round out his run on DC. I think he's still going to try and squeeze out a heck of a lot more figures before that license comes to an end. Not content to just do the comic book characters, Beast Kingdom are also giving us 2025's Man of Steel, another version of Mr. Cornsweat. He is being reproduced by many a company. This one I don't love. I like Beast Kingdom's comic book guys, but this one I just feel that they haven't quite caught the likeness of David Cornsweat. It seems like some companies are struggling a little bit. He doesn't have an unusual face per se, but sometimes folks just don't seem to capture it all that right. Also, the body looks a little janky. The shoulders look real big and bowling bally. Not your best work, Beast Kingdom, I gotta say. But if you do want to pick him up, well, you can do. I'm not going to judge you. He's going to be $59.99. Let's just call it $60, and should be released around about the third and fourth quarters of this year. So there you go. You can watch the movie, then decide if he warrants a figure. McFarlane are also going back to Fallout, but this time with a full-on articulated action figure. No more statues. We're going to have some moving parts here. So we're getting Lucy from the show, and this is kind of a funny one because I feel like the face sculpt is actually like, that is what she looks like. So I'm not saying it doesn't look like the actress, but I don't think it looks like a good example of the actress. It's like if someone took a bad photograph. So the facial likeness is there, but I still don't think it's very flattering. I think she's a very beautiful person, and this isn't really capturing that. You know what I mean? Kind of reminds me of when Salma Hayek was ripping on her Marvel Legend when she was on that talk show. She was like, "Look at this. Does this look like me?" And to be fair, it was like, yeah, it does, if you were pulling a silly face. So this is going to be $50 though. I mean, I guess it is kind of deluxe with dog meat and some of the accessories, but still, oof, ouch. So that's going to be coming out February of next year. And I think season 2 of Fallout should be coming out pretty soon as well. I can't remember what the date for that is, but I think that's around the corner too. So yeah, a good time for Fallout fans. Hasbro are having another bite at the cherry with some of their classic Star Wars Black Series figures, and to be fair to them, they've picked some doozies to re-release here. So let me give you the rundown here, courtesy of Toy Arc. They got the blurb for me to read. Some reruns for recent Star Wars Black Series and the Vintage Collection. And the Vintage Collection too, okay. Fan favorites like Starkiller. Remember when he first came out? Everyone wanted Starkiller, so Hasbro went, oh, let's throw in a couple of extra Stormtroopers too. Jack up the price. They'll pay it. They did. And now that people have paid it, they're like, okay, now you can buy them separately. Then also Darth Malgus. That's actually wicked. I think Darth Malgus looks awesome. The Sith Lords always do. Then we got a Phase 2 Clone Trooper on the TBS front. On the TBS front, what does that mean? The Black Series, I guess. Yeah. So that was the Black Series one. And then the Vintage Collection, I'm terrible with acronyms. They've got Darth Revan. So that's the smaller version. When I saw the pictures initially, I was like, oh, they're all big boys. But no, Darth Revan is Vintage Collection. They are all up for pre-order now, going to be released around about, it says between November 25th and November 2025 and March 2026. So big window to wait, but hey, you can get your orders in now. Hiya Toys are coming back once again with another Godzilla figure. This time, we're getting Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire Heat Ray Godzilla Evolved version. His names are getting longer and longer, but hey, the Godzillas get prettier and prettier. This one, a bright, vibrant pink. I swear when the movie came out, there were articles saying like Godzilla has gone woke and is wearing pink now or whatever. And I don't know if they were parodies or not, because the crazy thing about this world we live in now is you can't tell. It's like, is this real or is it a joke? I don't even know anymore. So all you can really do is trust your instincts. I can't even trust my words to make sentences at the moment. Anyway, this is going to be $55 to $60, a bit of a price range there, and scheduled to release. Wow, words are hard today. Scheduled to release April of next year.
Soundwave superior, other Lego inferior. Who are you calling inferior?
That's the problem. When I start quoting Transformers the movie, I just can't stop myself. I have to just go, no, we're not going to do the whole movie, Dave. But you can build the whole Soundwave, courtesy of Lego. They've done Bumblebee, they've done Optimus Prime. Now we got a big fan favorite here. Going to be $189.99. Lego is expensive, but hey, you're going to get a lot of joy out of it. Available August 1st. I do love that they are throwing a lot in here, not just Soundwave, but we're getting Ravage as well. We're getting Laserbeak, and it looks like you can actually transform them into their cassette modes as well. I mean, there's a lot to love here because Prime and Bumblebee, they look lovely, but there was only so much you could do with it. This has a lot more playability, I feel, with the cassette tapes. This is the most tempting Lego Transformer I've seen. I won't get it, trying to make good decisions, but I really do see the appeal of this. This looks really, really cool. Very soon, Loose Collector's Sasquatch is going to go up for pre-order, but until then, he just wants to whet our appetites a little bit more with this ridiculous size comparison figure or photo showing just how big the figure is going to be. And as you can see, the answer is genuinely ridiculous. Honestly, I can't wait to see more. So the X-Men and the Marvel Universe in general are about to have an age of revelation. This is kind of a fun, interesting drop, or something that's going to make people who don't like Marvel roll their eyes and go, oh, they're just redoing the same old stories. And my answer to that is yes, but also no. So this is going to jump forward 10 years into the future, and we are in the age of revelation. So Apocalypse has found an heir. Turns out it was Doug Ramsey. He's the new heir of Apocalypse, and 10 years in the future, it doesn't look like things are going great. So he's created this utopia for mutants, but also kind of sort of not doing great stuff. I'm sure it will all reveal itself, but Marvel are making this a big event for the 30th anniversary of the Age of Apocalypse. They're going back to some of that sweet, sweet gold. So it looks like we're going to get what it says here, a surprise shadow drop. We're going to get Age of Revelation 0 by Jed Mackey and Humberto Ramos, who actually I'm quite a big fan of. That's going to hit comic shops next week. So you can dive straight in there kind of early. Then later on in the year, we're going to get this story jumping forward 10 years, where a whole bunch of series are going to be renamed. You want me to give you the full rundown? I'll do that just to test myself. We are going to get Amazing X-Men, Unbreakable X-Men, Expatriate X-Men, Radioactive Spider-Man, which I think is quite a cool name, X-Vengers, Iron and Frost, Binary, Longshots, Sinister Six, Cloak and Dagger. Well, that's not changed. Omega Reds, Undeadpool. I'm surprised we haven't had that before. The Lost Wolverine, Laura Kinney, Sabretooth, Rogue Storm, and X-Men Book of Revelation. Don't know how long these alternate titles are going to be running for, if they're just one-shots or if they're like going to be ongoing for a few issues like the Age of Apocalypse was. Hey, I like the character designs. Ryan Stegman's doing some art duties, which is never a bad thing because he's just fantastic, one of my favorites. So yeah, it's another alternate future story, which is kind of going back to the well. But hey, if the water's still fresh, then why the heck not? Me personally, at least for the start of it, to see how it kicks off, I'm going to be on board. Now, this is actually kind of cool, kind of interesting. I like what they're doing over in Captain America. So Captain America just had a new relaunch, and with Marvel's sliding time scale, we're now in that point in history where Steve Rogers was thawed out of the ice after 9/11, which feels weird. It's funny how like Marvel stories kind of go out of continuity over time, because we had the 9/11 issue that came out and it was beautifully done. It was a Spider-Man issue with John Romita Jr. doing the artwork, and it was really moving. But of course, all the Marvel heroes were there. Captain America was there, but that's been over 20 years ago. So that wouldn't make sense for any of the Marvel heroes to have been there. So Marvel are rewriting their history, and we have a new Captain America, who was made during the Gulf War, called David Colton. And he is Captain America when Steve Rogers comes out of the ice and Steve joins his team. This is one of the bigger examples of Marvel full-on rewriting their history. I find normally with historical things, Marvel just don't really reference it. They just kind of carry on regardless. Small things might change, like, oh, the Punisher wasn't in Vietnam, he was in the Gulf War or whatever. Or he was just like General Special Ops, whatever he needs to be. Whereas this is a big like, no. History's different. But I'm okay with that. You need to do that unless you have the characters aging in real time, and we don't want to lose our favorites. So I'm really interested to see how they're going to play out this story. They're going to show Captain America's first meeting with Dr. Doom. Because at this point in history, shortly after 9/11, which is still crazy to put Marvel's timeline in that zone, Dr. Doom has just become leader of Latveria. And they're like going to investigate. So Marvel are taking some big swings with this. But honestly, I'm kind of here for it. I'm excited to see how this goes. I try to cover comics kind of equally, but today is a very Marvel-heavy day and just wanted to show off the fact that J. Scott Campbell, one of my favorite cheesecake artists, whenever you fancy some dessert, is doing 28 Marvel Comics title cover variants being released this summer. Honestly, they all look like absolute doozies, so I'm flashing up as many as I can while I just fill this space with words out my mouth hole. There you go. I think I've filled enough time to show all the issues, or at least as many as I could manage to download. And if you like the look of them, then head out to your brick and mortar comic store, see if you can pick up the real things. All right, I got a real axe to grind and kudos to give here. All right, for Creator Corner, The Glowing Ghost. Dude, y'all just about made me leap out of my chair and rush to make a video before I went, hang on a second. Who posted this? And then I saw it was The Glowing Ghost, master of CGI concept generated images like this. You son of a gun. I was ready to get a whole bunch of clicks on a whole big exciting reveal video, only to find out that no, this doesn't exist. But man, bravo. I love the work. You got me. You got me. I thought this was going to be a Hasbro Pulse exclusive direct-to-order thing, because I was literally pitching this on my live stream the other day, and here it is. Dude, I'm sure it was just great minds thinking alike. Bravo. Absolutely bravo. I wish Hasbro would make something like this. It would be so, so cool. In the meantime, though, guys, go check out the rest of his work. It's kind of frustrating because he makes concepts of incredible action figures that we're probably never going to get. One of my absolute favorite creators on Cosplay Corner to wrap up this episode, Melissa Croft, does just breathtaking body paint, which is, well, it speaks for itself. You don't need me to tell you about it. Just look at these. I particularly was reminded to focus on her today because I saw a reel where she did Optimus Prime with some like extra parts and like a helmet and stuff. And it was just bonkers. It was a time promotion for their video games, just a mobile game. Annoyingly, it's not readily available, I don't think, on her. Oh, no, wait, it is. I just found it. Yes, it is on her Instagram page. So you'll be watching the video while I'm talking about this. Absolutely amazing artist, such a talent. If you're not already, go give her a follow. And folks, that does it for good news for today. What did you think about the items covered? Comment below and let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then you know what you got to do. You just got to join the 6-1 clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. And if you want to go one step beyond in supporting this channel, then you can do by getting yourself a YouTube channel membership. By getting one of those, you can help support me, just like I was telling you. And also you can take part in the live streams that I do with channel members, and also just sleep well at night knowing that you're helping me make these videos and helping me pay for this studio, which was quite a financial commitment. I need to make more videos. So no rest for the wicked, folks. Until next time, which is going to be real soon, keep displaying model behavior.
up. I'm here. For coffee. Big time